Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia.
Sorry. I couldn't word that correctly.
No, it's fine.
Absolutely not. This is the opening.
This is the opening.
This is it. This is
we're
how we
here for the
started, ladies and
TNT
gents.
podcast, episode 40. We're just jumping right the fuck in.
Oh yeah, it's on. It's on.
Butchered the opening.
Oh yeah. On my right.
I am Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
And on my left.
It's just Tyler, also known as Tyler.
And I'm Tim, because I realized I didn't actually say that. We got a really short bit of news this week. Other than tons of weeb shit.
I think I put literally everything on the list for this week.
You probably did, because I have not been paying attention at all.
There ain't much, because there ain't shit.
Yeah, there ain't shit happening this week.
I mean, there's lots of stuff happening, but none of it that we care about.
Like
I don't
90%
give a
of it's from the
shit.
last 48 hours, because there's just nothing going on.
Yeah.
Don't just
But
leave the show.
we're gonna fly through the news real quick, and
The noise,
then
because this all this is noise.
it's just white noise. We're gonna fly through the white noise real quick, and then bip bop over to our top 2 games.
Ooh,
Of all
shit.
time.
Big spice, big spice. But let's just start off. Freeman, just take us through the news, and Tyler and I'll throw in because
An interview came in with an Apple executive earlier today, saying that they are in discussion for dropping music download support via iTunes. I put this on here because this is really interesting. iTunes kind of changed the way we listen to music going way back. It used to be all CDs, and iTunes kind of brought open the whole buying your music through the internet. And now we're at the stage where they're like, people don't buy music anymore. No one wants to own music. It's all streaming services. We're just going to get rid of iTunes,
Yeah.
the biggest music market out there.
it's kind of weird. I mean, I feel like, are their sales really that bad?
The thing is, their sales aren't that bad, but the problem is they get more out of people charging $10 a month for Apple Music than they do trying to get people
Actually
to buy
selling
10 songs every month.
Yeah, than
Yeah.
actually selling an album on iTunes.
But like the thing is, when you go to like track like how well a song is doing, you don't use Billboard anymore. You use iTunes to figure out which
Yep.
songs are people actually purchasing.
Womp
Like, no one
womp.
uses Spotify play counts to determine how successful a song is. Like, you use
Well,
buy counts, and now iTunes, the biggest digital market, is like, fuck it, we're getting out.
I mean, mostly you can't use things like Spotify because plays are such a erratic thing based on, like, do you take into account how many people skipped the song or how many people thumbs upped the song? I mean, I'm just speaking from Pandora, but like, I honestly, I barely even listen to music that much anymore. I'm usually listening to podcasts and stuff, and I think that's another big thing. A lot of people just listen to music because there wasn't much else to listen to easily. And I think there's like, it
And that's
also,
why you get, like, the talk radio crowd is kind of like,
well, there's
that.
that, but there's also like live streaming radio, like you're saying, podcasts, and also audiobooks, I think, are taking a real big chunk. Like, I mean, think about it. Even 10 years ago, what did you do when you were in the car? You listened to the radio, either music or talk
Nah,
radio.
man.
That's
I
where you're
listen to my
wrong.
MP3 player.
I had an iPod where
Okay.
I got my music from iTunes.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you still listen to music now.
Where I got my music from LimeWire. I mean, iTunes.
I think you mean Napster, Tyler.
That's way too
Yo,
old.
I used Napster for like a hot second until Metallica like sued them.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a CD filled with the best songs of my childhood, all ripped off of Napster. It's got
Um,
like 3 different Pokemon theme songs on there.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just like one of those industries that's just being diversified into a more realistic size.
Yeah,
Almost.
I think they're seeing the future. I feel like, but they're going into it at a more reasonable time, unlike Microsoft trying to do that with their Xbox One.
Yeah.
Because like Microsoft, because when they first announced the Xbox One, they wanted to go all digital. with
Oh
their
god,
downloads.
yeah, it was such a
But
good
like
idea.
they were going for this whole like as a subscription service, like you didn't own shit. And multiple industries are going this way where it's you don't actually own anything. You just have a subscription.
I thought the Xbox One original model was like the coolest fucking thing ever. I was totally on board, and then people are like, "Oh, the submarine meme."
The submarine.
Oh my god. Remember
I
the
don't
whole
remember the
thing? There's
submarine meme.
oh Jesus, the whole big thing about it, the death knell for that whole online all the time Xbox setup was someone asked like one of the heads of Xbox or something like, "What is a military serviceman on a submarine supposed to do with his Xbox One?" And then the response was fucking buy a 360. And then everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's always going to be online. That's so awful."
Damn.
Like,
Shit.
it's so frustrating.
You know what though? It still has to be. If you want to activate your Xbox One, you have to go online with it.
You have to go online, but you don't have to stay online.
Wait,
You
if
don't.
you just buy one out of the box, you can't play it until you hook it up online
Nope.
first?
Yep.
No. But who the
And I
fuck
know this-
cares?
Well,
Like-
I know this because we set up a bunch of Xbox Ones at the hospital, and we had it was a strenuous process of trying to get them onto the network just so them motherfuckers can play their Fortnite.
See, like, but in that case, what, like, you had to get online to play Fortnite anyway.
Right.
Like, it's so frustrating to me that everyone, when Xbox said that, everyone bitched like crazy about it. But we live in a world where everyone has this smartphone in their pocket that's connected all the time anyway. Is it really so much of a stretch to say
Yes,
most
Tim.
people who buy an Xbox have internet in their home?
But Tim, I am a doomsday gamer.
So annoying.
All right, hold on, wait. But for real though, it wasn't even that many years ago. We had a massive hurricane here where multiple areas had no power, and it was at the point where my brother had no video games to play because none of them had offline modes or anything. To the point that he resorted to asking me if he could borrow some anime DVDs, and he fucking hates anime. Like that's how bad it was that he
Oh
couldn't
my
get on and
God.
play whatever Call of Duty was out at the time. Where he's like, "Fuck this campaign. I'd rather watch anime."
Freeman, I hope you're being sarcastic right now.
I'm being completely serious.
Okay, good, because that sounded like the most entitled bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
It was more like he's like, I'm not gonna sit here and play through single player COD while
Oh,
like, the
Jesus.
internet's down.
Oh, poor baby.
I might as well
my
watch a
God.
DVD. And so that's my doomsday scenario is if the internet's down, I can't get to Crunchyroll, I can't get to Funimation, I can't get to Netflix. So I own a selection of DVDs in case the internet's out.
We're so off the topic because
No, this is the topic. I want to
No,
talk
this
about,
is the
like,
topic.
how,
Well,
like,
this is totally the
subscriptions are
topic.
killing right now.
Well, I agree about subscriptions, but I mean, as far as Apple and iTunes, I mean,
It was just
All right, you know what?
it
How
was
about
an issue.
this? We make this another topic.
okay, that's fine.
I think this
Oh,
is
like an
this
actual
is a solid
topic?
Yeah.
I've got,
All right,
I've got
hold
a
on.
running list over here of stuff we might do.
Oh, okay.
This
Well,
is-
no,
I feel like that's solid.
I'm gonna. Okay, Freeman.
What,
after the
what?
show, no. I was gonna make a document in the podcast folder on my OneDrive with a list that we can all
We're
edit.
gonna have to get access to this folder then, because I'm
I
just gonna
will.
lose the fuck out of that list.
Okay, that's fair. I should probably just give you guys access to the folder
Yeah.
instead of sharing each individual fucking
Yeah.
file.
Maybe
Alright, so-
you should.
Maybe
Alright,
we can
instead of-
upgrade the tech after 40 episodes.
Instead of letting our listeners know how uncoordinated we are behind the scenes,
Very.
let's move on to
Ugh.
Tyler's nap topic. The
Uh,
consequences of
God.
Magic the Gathering.
Time.
This one's real short. And both
These
are
are so
nothing.
nothing
These are
sauce.
the dumbest fucking shit in the world. So,
Ugh.
since the NDA dropped for everyone who was in the Magic, I guess it was a beta or was an alpha test. The point is,
No, it
um,
was alpha, but now with the drop of the NDA, it's closed beta. I can
So-
say I was in the closed alpha for a day.
oh man, he legally said it. But the big thing everyone's talking about is that the payouts for winning in MTG Arena have gotten shittier since the last beta. And a lot of people are saying it's worse than Hearthstone, and Hearthstone is already famous for how bad its like payouts are for just doing your daily stuff. And there's less daily stuff to do in MTG Arena.
Also, the big problem, you cannot dust cards in MTG Arena.
Yeah, if you
And-
want to like work towards anything, you have to already have a good collection of cards. You already have 4 of all of these commons and uncommons.
So,
And they've said that you can only win like, was it 8 cards a day, which is one
It's
pack
trash.
in MTG Arena World, whereas in the real world / draft, it's what, 13 cards,
15.
15
Well,
cards.
and then a token and a basic, so probably 13,
Yeah.
I think.
I don't think tokens and basics count in MTG
No,
Arena.
I know. Oh, yeah, no, they
Yeah,
It's free basics, I'm sure, just like
The
duels.
point is, you can only earn half a pack, and everyone's talking about how there's no way to just buy cards you want. So if you want to
Yup.
like reasonably play like a constructed format in this game, it's going to be so shitty, or it's going to be pay to win, where you have to just buy packs like it's the real world or something. And a lot of people are saying this is some like short-sighted decision by an executive at Wizards of the Coast, saying, if players can just get free stuff, they're never going to buy packs. But they're really looking at this the wrong way. If you can't do anything except by buying packs, no one's going to play this game.
Yep.
Let alone buy the packs.
So it's a real big problem, mostly because it's basically Saffron Olive, the guy from MTG Goldfish, who does a lot of Magic content. Obviously, he did a thing analyzing, or he looked at the announcement that Wizards had about their thing. Basically, it looks like if you want to play casually, MTG Arena is going to be great. The gameplay is supposed to be a lot of fun. I thought it was but a lot of people seem to like the gameplay. But the actual economy and the ability to play high-level Magic, where you need 4 copies of these rares, mythic rares, and uncommons, is going to be a massive expense. Because there's no trading, there's no dusting of cards you don't need. There's just, you have to spend money on packs to just get random cards. It's shit. It's the kind of thing that
I don't like
everyone
this.
is going to be like, fuck this, figure this out or we're not playing.
How about y'all just quit Magic?
So here's the thing.
No.
I want a way to just play, like, for fun Magic online for free. And Wizards is handing me this steaming pile of crap that says, no, you can't buy a bunch of these fake packs that have no real value after you open them in the game.
I mean,
Like, at least with
that's like
MTGO, you can still sell them to other players. There's no player-to-player trading. You can't put a value on this other than how much you personally value playing this game.
I mean, heck, in Duels of the Planeswalkers, you had decks that were had like a preset set of about 100 cards. You could grind to unlock about half of the better cards, or pay to just unlock that entire deck and then customize it however you wanted. This is somehow worse than that.
Yeah, that was already an awful system.
So I already don't care about Arena. If it ever comes to phones, maybe I'll play it a little bit for free, but I'm certainly not going to go out of my way. Oh, Freeman, you missed a controversy.
The buy a box card?
Yep. So Tyler,
No,
Wizards
what?
Wizards has historically done promotions with game stores where if you buy a box or something of like a box of packs, you get like an extra card or an extra pack of promo cards. There was, Freeman, you remember the promo packs that they were having if you bought like Iconic or Ixalan or stuff, where it was like 5
I don't know if they did it for any
cards.
of the master sets, but I know for every standard set has a special art foil version of a card from the set as the buy box promo.
Yeah, that standard thing was special, and I actually did get one with my Iconic Masters box, which was cool. But
What
anyway,
are they giving out for those?
well, my store just did it. I don't know if every store, but anyway, regardless. The real controversy here, Tyler, so every set, like Freeman said, there's one card from the set that usually has alternate art, is only in foil, and you get it when you buy a box. It's like a little, hey, thanks, here's a cool little thing. Mm-hmm. Wizards announces, what are they called? Sun Song and Fire Speaker or something, Freeman?
Yeah, that's what it was.
I can't believe I remembered that. It's a red-white card, commander card, and it's got a really cool ability. It's unique from every other red-white planeswalker. It's actually kind of a cool commander. Wizards announced, when they announced this card, they said, you cannot get this card any other way than to buy a box and get it as the promotional card. It is not going to be in any packs, unlike every other buy a box
Fire
promo.
Song and Sun Speaker.
That's what it is. Yeah. You cannot buy this card in any kind of supplemental product right now. You cannot pick it up after the set comes out unless you buy it with the box, and stores somehow still have it even though their supplies are very low. You must buy a box of this to get from your local game store to get this card. There is no other way.
Wow. All right.
And the really shitty thing is, if you think so, this, like I already said, this is a really interesting card for Commander. people are going to be playing this card as commander, and they all have to buy these buy a box promos from someone online to even get it, or just buy a box of Dominaria to build this commander deck. Commander players usually don't buy sealed product anyway, so it's kind of a problem. Then, if this card is kind of cool, it probably won't, but theoretically it could see play in Modern or in Standard. And if it sees actual high-level play, the demand will skyrocket, and there's only a limited supply of them in the whole world.
Another thing no one's talking about is the new Brawl format that we brought up. The fact that it only uses standard cards and you need legendary creatures to be like your commander in Brawl. Given the low power level standard, this guy is pretty viable as a commander in that format. And depending on how that takes off, if he's a tier 1 deck and it's so hard to get, this is easily a $60, $70 card for a card that really shouldn't be.
No. So Brawl, for those listening, Wizards, when they announced this card, also announced Brawl as a new format. Commander is 100 singleton cards except for basic lands with one card that sits on your side as your commander. Brawl is Wizards' new answer to getting commander players to play standard cards and buy standard cards. Brawl is 60 card commander with only standard cards, basically. That's really all it is. And you start at 30 life instead of 40, and there's no commander damage. Other than that, it's just commander. And again, like Freeman said, there's a lot of cool legendaries in Dominaria, but some people are going to want to play this as their legendary commander. And they might be shit out of luck. And it's really, really sucky. Feedback has been universally terrible, and Morrow actually said on his Tumblr the day after, they have heard loud and clear that people absolutely fucking hate this.
The thing is, the day before, Morrow was defending the choice, because in the past they had done one promo where they gave it out in very limited quantities at this one convention. And there's no way most people were going to get this card. But Morrow's argument was that, if you really want it, you can just buy a box. And that really struck a negative chord with most people to hear him trying to defend it that way. I'm like, why the fuck am I getting... Oh, I have to throw down the $200 for this card? Thanks. That's what we're doing, printing $200 cards now?
200.
But how much are you paying for boxes?
Boxes of non-masters usually about 100.
Well, see, it's been so long since I bought a non-master set, I don't remember.
That's fair. No, and I mentioned a while ago, I pre-ordered my Dominaria box on eBay. I'm not going to get one of these promos because that store that was selling them on eBay isn't going to sell these promos. They're probably not an official Magic store. Or if they are, they certainly probably won't get the promos, or they'll just sell them on the side, because who the fuck cares? That's the other thing. LGSs will probably just pull these things aside and sell them separately for an extra few bucks on top of the price of the box.
Yeah.
So, and if you didn't think that was stupid enough,
we
have the most petty, dumb bullshit. Tyler, you've never heard stupid controversies.
I thought this was a short.
Oh no, it's lots of shit, Tyler. Okay, Freeman, why don't you tell Tyler and the folks at home the dumbest controversy we've had in a while in Magic Pro play?
Some Grand Prix, I don't give a fuck what it is. It doesn't matter. At some Grand Prix, this guy wins, and he offers a handshake to his opponent. And everyone watching on Twitch and everyone at every game store in Magic fucking got their panties in a twist and started screaming. Because
Freeman, you didn't say what the guy responded.
Oh, I don't remember what he did. He brushed his hand away or something?
Nothing. Tyler, he offered his hand for a handshake. The other guy ignored him, and he pulled his hand back.
This
is a controversy
where people are trying to break down what isn't a okay thing to do to your opponent when you win a game. And this is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. We're now in the generation where you can only offer a handshake or say GG if you're the one who loses. If you win, you can't say shit because you're going to hurt your opponent's feelings or some crap. And no one acknowledges sportsmanship as a thing anymore.
Nope.
If someone offers you a handshake and you reject it, it's fine because you lost. You're allowed to be salty. What the fuck? Shake the guy's hand. Get over it. It was a game.
Seriously. It's really depressing.
I just think, who gives a fuck?
Oh my god.
Tyler, we got to the point where both pro players and pro commentators were commenting about this on fucking Twitter, and one guy even did it in a YouTube video.
I understand being respectful to your opponent.
God.
But this is just ridiculous.
It's
Like, there was this
so
whole
dumb.
thread on Reddit of people saying handshakes are rude, saying good game is rude, saying thank you for the games was a hot topic of whether that's a controversial thing to say to your opponent after you win.
This
Because
is dumb.
what if the game wasn't good?
It's
It
so
could be seen
dumb.
as chastising them. Like, this is dumb. So the general consensus is you should ignore your opponent. Do not say anything to them because that's the nicest thing you can now do. And I'm fucking pissed.
No, I still say
Dumb.
at the end of the day when I play Commander at the store, I usually try to say to everybody, "Thanks for the fun games," because especially with Commander, it's supposed to all be about fun.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all
But-
about being salty, dude.
Apparently, it's fucking.
I mean, if I lose, I'll say good game. But I've heard enough people say it sounds too chastising. I will say thanks for the game if I win. But when does that ever happen?
But yeah, let's move on to the exciting shit, please.
All right, on to the
something
real
non-awful.
The real news,
The realest.
also known
real
as the
news.
weeb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week's news sucks. Story number 1: Toei Animation is forming a separate department completely dedicated to Dragon Ball. Now, this is odd to
Wow.
hear, given that Dragon Ball Super just ended, and they just got one movie in the pipeline. So this speaks volumes about what the plans are after this movie. If anyone thought they weren't going to do another series, I'd will bet money that you're wrong as fuck after hearing this announcement.
No, guys, Dragon Ball Super's ending. Dragon Ball's gonna die again. It's in danger.
But the funny thing is, the company that owns Shonen Jump magazine opened a Dragon Ball department last summer after they saw the spike in interest related to Dragon Ball. So it just seems like the whole franchise is on the rise again. So there's no way either of those companies are going to let this die out. But speaking of dying out, my hype died a little bit when I saw the Food Wars trailer.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Freeman,
Uh-oh,
why?
uh-oh,
I didn't even know that one was out.
So the
Why
opening
couldn't you
was
have
real
left
hype.
me in peace?
But the problem is, and this has been a recurring issue since the beginning of season 3, is that the animators thought it'd be real fun and cool if they just didn't animate the show. And a good chunk of Food Wars doesn't actually feature any animation. It's characters
What?
talking and panning shots for large sections of it. I didn't really notice it on my first watch, but when I rewatched season 3 last week,
Freeman, shut up.
And
I don't want to think about it.
there's so many scenes where nothing is moving at all. It's just panning shots, or they'll zoom in on a shot they just panned past. And everyone's like, okay, well, they're clearly taking the off time that was unplanned to like fix whatever's wrong with their animation process and move away from these panning shots into real animation again. Except the trailer drops, and every single scene in the trailer is a static panning shot
Freeman.
with little to no animation. And it completely killed any hype people had about Food Wars and killed any thoughts people had about a season 4 happening, because this just says that JC staff, who can't fucking figure out how they're going to do One Punch Man, also can't figure out how they're going to do Food Wars.
Damn.
So I'm here to
Freeman,
kill everyone's hype with this news.
Freeman, I don't go as deep into anime as you. All I need is my few shows to be good. Why are you doing this?
Look,
This sucks.
I'm
I have like
the bringer
4
of
shows
bad
I
news.
care
Time
about.
to
It's time to
find
start
out that Santa Claus
finding-
ain't real, nigga.
It's time to get more shows. That way you can't be disappointed when you're watching 28 shows a season, because you're bound to find that one that's good. And speaking of not finding the one that's good, a lot of Netflix anime isn't that good.
No way.
Surprise, surprise.
So
Oh.
Except for
started
Devil
watching
Man.
I started watching a lot of their more original series. So I was watching B at the beginning.
Devil Man.
Sorry, keep going. Fuck.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
So, all right, so
sorry.
Devilman aside, so that one's really good. Be the Beginning has, edgy show syndrome. Ico, the animation, from what I've seen of it so far, it's pretty lackluster. And coming out this Friday, you have Sword Guy, spelled G-A-I, that's his name, I guess, not G-U-Y. The point is, what's that group? Anime News Network did an advanced screening, and they've noted that this has all the same problems that Be the Beginning has, where it cuts like little bits of like edgy shit that they saw that looked cool in Death Note, and they're just
Yeah.
trying to make it another show again. And I'm realizing Netflix is really, really digging into that Death Note vibe for everything they're trying to work on. It was their first anime live action movie. 2 of their last 4 series had that, vibe to it. I think they're targeting a certain audience way harder than others, and that target is the normie audience.
The normie audience.
That's who they have.
Yeah, that's what they're going with. But in terms of their other shows, the 2 shows that they own that are actually good that you cannot currently watch on Netflix because of their bullshit nonsense. Violet Evergarden, which I'm halfway through and it's gotten really good. And the 2nd season of Seven Deadly Sins, which is apparently super actiony this season. But unfortunately, no one in the U.S. is legally allowed to know. Thanks to Netflix.
What?
Because
it's
you can't watch it anymore.
You know what's actually hilarious? So my coworker last week said to me, this is Netflix related, I promise. He's like, "Oh, Tim, the Monty Python movies are coming to Netflix." And I read the announcement, and I'm pretty sure it said all territories except the United States are getting the Monty Python movies.
Damn.
Wow.
Let me double check that I'm not lying.
Well, that's
on
fine
air.
because Monty Python's shit.
Whoa.
Bro, no one expects a bombshell like that.
Damn. Yeah, I'll say no one saw that
Oh
shit.
no,
coming,
Netflix,
did they?
please don't play a trailer.
Nah,
Monty Python
I just
trailer.
don't like Monty Python. I think that shit's the driest shit I've ever fucking had.
Damn.
It is. I don't think it's funny.
Oh man, Tyler, come on.
No.
In the UK, Canada, and some other territories on April 15th, the date of the US release is currently unknown but expected to be later this year.
Ooh,
It's only
bullshit.
places where they still acknowledge the Queen. It's fine. All right.
Actually, you say that as a joke, but honestly, that might be some like the UK-ness of the Monty Python might have to do with some of
That's
it.
100% why it's going
Man,
to Canada. They
this
may
is
just be
dumb.
buying only audiences where they think it'll sell well.
Do they want another Revolutionary War on their hands? This is about to be 1776 all over again.
Are we really
Yeah.
about to fight the British over this one?
Yeah, let me get my musket.
The
So,
Boston Tea Party or the Boston Monty Python Party?
but Freeman, is Seven Deadly Sins actually any good? I remember seeing that advertised on Netflix forever and being like,
So-
this looks dumb.
All right, so I'm going to give my candid review of Seven Deadly Sins. Real quick plot synopsis. In this kingdom, there were these really strong knights. They were all given titles of like the Seven Deadly Sins. There's one wrath, one sloth, so on and so forth. They were accused of trying to overthrow the kingdom, so they were banished. No one's seen it for 10 years. The princess is the current princess thinks another group is trying to overthrow the kingdom, so she goes to try and find the Seven Deadly Sins and reunite them because they're actually good. And she meets the one sin Wrath, the one dude who's on the cover of all this shit on Netflix. And he's the most overpowered main character I've ever met. So the first 4 or 5 episodes are him just like curb stomping every fucking dude he finds, and like got old real fast until the author's like, "Shit, I made him too strong. What do I do? Oh, let's just make everyone overpowered as fuck." So from that point on, all the fights get really cool because everyone is way too busted strong, and every fight is like, okay, well, I'm gonna fucking like destroy every cell in your body with this attack right now. Like, there's no hope of you showing up again.
Sweet.
And it got really cool. The power creep was unreal. But it was only 24 episodes. I definitely recommend giving it a watch if you like the overpowered main character trope. AKA, if you like Sword Art Online, you're gonna love this one.
Whoa, wait a second.
What?
That's dangerous. Sword Art Online? That's
What? People who like Sword Art Online don't have bad taste, but Sword Art Online is a bad show. There's a distinction I need to make here. People with bad taste can enjoy good shows, but you have to have bad taste to enjoy a show that's bad, like Sword Art Online. Also, they showed up they shot the artwork for the new Sword Art Online season. It looks like absolute trash. Of course, I'm going to watch it.
All right, fine. Let's go on to more realistic anime.
Other stuff that looks like trash.
Oh, it looks so trash.
IGN had their advanced screening of Batman Ninja, and they gave it a 9.7.
How?
I don't believe
how?
I can't believe this. Like, it looks
Did you read
bad.
the review?
No, I didn't. I saw the headline, laughed, and put it on the news.
Jesus.
What did they have to actually say about it?
Nah, fuck it. I'm looking now. Oh, not Ing Batman. Why the hell? IGN, stupid autocorrect. Here we go. From IGN India?
Load.
Why is it on IGN India?
No, I'm getting
IGN
regular
India.
IGN US. The video is literally the guy reading the article.
Well, yeah, that's what IGN always fucking does.
All right. I don't know.
Me either. It looks bad.
The
so
article
I
literally
gotta
just talks
see
about why Batman is a good character.
Hell yeah, dude. It
Like,
says a
I'm
Batman story unlike any other.
it.
I don't
And
know.
now IGN's page is loading like fucking shit. Here, I'll read the verdict bit for them, okay? Here we go.
Yeah.
Batman Ninja takes everything great about the masked vigilante and twists it in a way we've never seen, creating a visual marvel unlike any other Batman animated movie before it. DC tried something new by bringing its visionary Japanese animators to offer a refreshing take on one of the company's most beloved characters, and the finished product not only built upon the great adaptations that have come before, but surpassed them.
Batman Ninja sets a new standard for DC animated film.
Get the fuck out of
What
here.
the actual fuck is this guy smoking?
Delete this
I
fucking
don't know.
shit.
I mean, we haven't seen it, so we can't super mega ultra judge, but
no.
that
no,
trailer
see,
definitely
I have a
didn't
rule.
look good.
I have a rule, right? Where I say, nothing's bad. I won't say anything's bad until I see it. However, I'm getting rid of that right now. This gets a special
the exception to the
for
rule.
me. Yeah, no, 100%. This is shit. I'm upset. This is just as bad. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. It's not the caliber of bad that is Supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover. Like, I have never seen this episode, but I'll tell you that shit is god awful.
Tyler, come on. It might
No,
be
fuck you.
good.
Don't even. No, it's not even funny. This isn't even a
Tyler, it
funny
might
joke.
be-
It's not even a
Tyler,
joke.
it
This is
might
as serious
be
as cancer, Tim.
good. But Tyler,
I hate myself.
oh
I hate
my
myself for going that long for the show.
You're still going.
No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I haven't watched an episode since like November.
Oh man, he's actually
Yeah, I actually have
He's
no
actually
clue
cut it.
what's going on right now.
But Tyler, you gotta
Good,
watch the
'cause neither do
Scooby-Doo
the writers.
crossover.
No, I have to stop. I took the needle out. I'm not doing it anymore.
all right. Shall
All
we move
right,
on?
almost there. Let's keep going. We
All
gotta,
right, I'm
we gotta
excited for
finish
this
soon.
one because an anime that came out, I think it was last spring, the Saga of Tanya the Evil. This was an interesting story about a Japanese salaryman who is just an asshole. So God kills him.
Wait, Japanese what man?
Salaryman, like just a business
okay.
person. His
Okay.
job is literally just to fire people. So God gets pissed. He's like, dude, you're like an actual asshole. So he possesses some guy and pushes him in front of a train, freezes time, and is like, are you sad about what you did to all these people and ruin all their lives? And he's like, nah, fuck you.
No.
I don't believe in God. And God's like, for real? So he does this whole spectacle and be like, do you believe in me? He's like, nah, like, you're bullshit. So he's like, that's it. You're only this way because you're so privileged in your lifestyle. I'm gonna make life shitty for you, and then you'll believe in me. And what he does is he takes this guy's mind and puts it in the mind of the head of some like newborn girl who's just born in essentially pre-World War II Germany.
I remember this. Yes.
And she's an orphan. He's like, haha, look at you. You have no parents, no life, no anything. You're fucked. Except he placed this guy in a timeline where magic exists. And this guy is super adept at magic. But he's also a like 6-year-old girl. So what does she do? She joins the military of this like future Nazi regime without the whole, killing Jews.
Wait,
part.
hold on. Time out. Wait, isn't this
Yes,
also
go
the
on.
plot of another?
No, this is the one. This is the
This is
one
the
that
one
No,
that
it's
was
not.
driving
No,
around
this
earlier.
fucking otaku piece of shit dies. He gets hit by a bus, and he goes
No.
back in time.
Tyler, I'm
There's
pretty sure this is the
fucking
same show.
No, it's
that might
not.
that might be Konosuba.
Oh,
Yes.
Which is
wait,
the one that
really?
me and
No,
Luigi
it is a
watched.
different show.
Oh God, fucking damn it!
This-
I'm sorry,
People
Tyler.
dying and going
It
to an
sounds
alternate
so
world
the
is a very
same.
common trope in anime,
This
known
is
as
fucking
isekai, which
retarded.
means alternate world.
Oh, God.
But what was I saying? Yeah, so Saga of Time of the Evil, it only went on for 13 episodes. It ended really cool, but they left themselves open for another season and said literally nothing. Then they announced there was going to be a recap movie, and it was like, oh, come on, we want something new. And then they announced, actually, it's not a recap movie, it's the sequel. So everyone's hyped now. I can't believe they ever thought I don't know why they thought, let's do a recap movie. Actually, no, wait, let's make it new stuff. Because a recap movie requires no new animation, but a sequel is 100% new animation. So I don't know where in the pipeline they just changed that, but I am beyond excited because that anime was really dope.
Which one of the two bad, not great guy goes back in time in the body of a young girl anime is better.
Oh no, in Konosuba he doesn't go back in time in a girl's body. I don't know where.
Wait,
No,
I've
it is
definitely
a girl's
heard.
body.
Konosuba is just dude gets hit by a bus and goes to an alternate world.
No,
I
this
definitely-
motherfucker is a girl.
Dude, wait,
Then-
hold on.
I'm pretty sure that. Wait, now maybe I don't apologize because I'm pretty sure we are talking about the
No.
same
When
anime.
God
No,
kills
it's
this guy, he's hit
not.
by a train.
He's not
You-
this dude I'm talking about gets hit by a bus.
And he definitely goes to an alternate world as a girl.
Yes, and there's like some it's actually mechs. It's just mechs.
I know what you're talking about. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, well, there's like CG robots in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it. Apparently it was okay. But
I
Saga
couldn't
Tani
do it. It was
great.
too ridiculous for me.
I don't know. The first episode of Saga Tani Evil does enough to get you interested, and the second episode is like all like plot setup. So it's definitely a 2-episode watch if you're interested in watching that one. It's only 12 episodes long. And again, it's got a sequel movie, so I'm gonna advertise that one. But let me get into the last point because we are running on super late at under 40 minutes for all the news this week.
Oh yeah.
This is the last week of the winter anime season, and next week is spring. So all of the shows that I've been hyping up over the last couple weeks are finally going to start. This week is super boring because there's nothing new coming out. All the good shows had their finale. What can I say? Hopefully there's more anime news coming up, because I'm just sitting here complaining about shit week to week. That's it for the Weeb shit.
Nice.
Unless you
All
guys
right,
want
so-
to make it this week.
I got nothing.
I'm trying to think real quick. No, what is the date for the 2 hype shows? Even the one that you've de-hyped.
A week from Saturday.
Oh wow, shit, nice. Less than 2 full weeks.
Your Academia and Food Panic Shots Season 3 Part 2 comes out.
Sweet.
I'm
All right,
still,
so
I'm still gonna enjoy it, even if it's awful.
so yeah, we will take our break real quick. I'm probably just gonna go grab drinks. But when we come back, it's time to start digging into the top 2 video games for everybody. So we'll
We're
see you guys
there.
in a sec. And we're back. Quick break. Gotta get back to it. Gotta get back to
No,
I
don't
can't
even
listen.
start, please.
Do
Don't
you,
even
do you know what I was going for?
No, I don't even
Okay,
want to
good.
know.
That's true. That's fair.
You're
All right,
just being
so-
lame.
That's fair.
Yeah, damn it.
All right. I already forgot who Tyler, you
It's
are gonna
me.
go
It's
first.
me.
Just Tyler.
Just
All right, Tyler. Take us into our number 2 Vigigams.
You know what we're gonna do today? We're gonna finish this list. Da-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da-da. God, that was the most corniest fucking thing. Actually, euthanize me.
Look,
5
I
out of
was
7.
expecting a number pun.
5 out of 7. Yeah, conveniently number 2 on my list is Halo 2. Yeah.
What? No
Yeah,
way.
Halo 2, not 3, not Combat Evolved, and definitely not 5. Definitely not 5. Holy
That sounds reasonable. I think we can both
Wait, have you
agree on
played
that
it?
point.
Yeah, that game is fucking trash. I don't care if like what's his face? Power Man is in it.
Power.
Luke Cage. Luke Cage is in Halo 5.
Oh,
I
who the
don't give a
fuck cares?
Yeah, no one gives a fuck. It's bad.
Should have let it die
bad.
after 3.
Let's
Sure.
talk more about the game that isn't bad.
Yeah, Halo 2. Halo 2 is Halo 2 is a fucking masterpiece. The fucking best game ever. It's the fucking best.
Super Mario Bros.
Super
Halo Bros.
Mario.
2.
Super Halo Bro, Super Master Chief Bros. Actually, I mean, what's it called? I mean, I mostly hail this game though, actually, for its multiplayer, and this holds a special place in my heart because it is like the first game it's a couple things. It's the first game I ever really developed any sort of, I'd say, skill for. Right? I would say this is the first game I got, I was like even remotely decent at. And it opened up my eyes to the world of online gaming for the first time in really like ever. Like sometimes like I played a couple games here and there on PC, but nothing compared to the hours, the days I have spent playing Halo 2.
I need to jump in with a quick question here.
Yes.
Was it just like online competitive, or was this the first game where like you took gameplay very seriously?
I would say both. Definitely both.
Because like I know when I brought up Counter-Strike the other week, it was kind of the same thing for me. But prior to that, like GoldenEye and N64 was my local multiplayer. You got to beat your friends. Like you got to try hard.
Yeah,
but again, that was before online was a thing.
I tried hard, and it's one of those things where I definitely knew my skill increased. I played with my buddies, right? Like, like locally. Like we played a lot. And then when I got Xbox Live and I started playing more with like other people, I started playing online. I started playing with like randos, and I started like learning the tricks of the trade, like learning from people online, like random people online, like, oh yeah, this is how you double shot. I'd go into lobbies, learn how to like super jump and all that stuff, learn all the weapon spawns. And that was just like a whole new experience. And then like I would go back and then I would play with my friends and I would just demolish them. Like there would be no question to the skill gap between me
There
and
you
them.
go.
Who was the superior Halo player?
Yeah, and like
superior being.
It was just fun. Like it was one of those games that I just heavily enjoyed, and I enjoyed that franchise for a long time. Like before that, I played Combat Evolved. Like that game was really great, and I hyped Halo 2. I couldn't wait for it to come out, and I was not disappointed. Like even the ending to the campaign was a little lackluster. It honestly, it really didn't matter because at the end of the day, like the multiplayer. Even today, I would go back and play the multiplayer if I could. When the Master Chief Collection came out, I was so ready for that Halo 2 multiplayer experience because I was like, oh, they're going to do the same thing that they did with the remake. But instead, it was all laggy and it didn't work, and I was sad. Sad all the time. But yeah, like that. I like this game because of the multiplayer. It opened my eyes to a whole new world of games that I didn't know existed before. And I learned a lot of things doing it, and it makes me miss those days of going home, booting up the Xbox and just playing and meeting people. You don't really meet a lot of new people online anymore that are just nice. I don't know about you guys.
So I'll transition real quick. The group I currently play Guild Wars with, we met them pretty recently, and I'm not gonna lie, it felt really weird actually meeting nice people on the internet for the first time in like 3 years.
Yeah, that's what happens when
happens anymore.
Yeah, like the game community gets saturated by a lot of people. Like it's not like a close knit group of people like it used to be. Like, it's very playing online games is a very accessible thing now. Like anyone can really do it. Anyone can get into it now, which is a good thing. But I miss those days of, I go into a lobby. Like I remember playing Rainbow Six Vegas. Even Halo 2. It's like for that brief minute, right? People are just talking. Like people just have conversations because there was no Discord, there was no party chat at the time. So while you're talking with your buddies, like everybody can hear your conversation, so everybody just talks to each other anyway before the game starts.
Yeah.
Like I miss that. Like those are the memories I always have, like just meeting random people online, and like that's how you made friends online. And it was like weird. Like I have friends now in Australia, or sorry, New Zealand, friends in Indiana, like that I met online. And I still talk to this day. And it sucks that I don't get that experience anymore.
It really sucks that so many of the popular games... Like, I'm so glad I don't play Fortnite. Oh my god, can you imagine how awful it is playing Fortnite? I mean, I remember, like...
What are you talking about? It's the greatest game of all time, according to Twitch.
Didn't Donkey do a video or something where he was in the lobby of Fortnite or PUBG or one of those?
Yeah, Tom Clancy's Fortnite.
Yeah, and you just... No, well, he did that one recently, but I thought there was an older one where he was just sitting in the lobby for a second, and you just hear... like people saying racist shit. People
Oh yeah,
talk,
man.
like just
It's
the
the hard
worst
R
stuff.
and like all the time. That's all you hear, like ching chong ching.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucked up, dude. Go
Taiwan
into
number one.
Taiwan number one. No, it's China number one. China number one. It's fucking terrible. This is why.
It's the same shit that gave birth to the Ugandan Knuckles nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing that gave birth to all these streamers and people who are mostly pretty shitty seeming.
All right, Tyler and I were talking before. We're definitely doing this one as a topic of just game genres that explode, and PUBG, Fortnite fits nicely into that conversation.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
get to the next big meme thing. What is it going to be? Is it going to be another shooter, or is it GTA, or is it a big battle royale, or the Minecraft?
It's just gonna be Minecraft again.
Who knows? Who cares?
Right. I don't know.
I probably won't play it.
And Tim, sorry, you said you didn't play a lot of Halo 2 when that came out, right? Like, at least for
I
the
played a lot
online.
of single player. I played no online at all.
Damn, you missed a fun time. Like that was like when all like because like when we like people
It's when the
got
boys
bored.
became men.
It's when the boys became men, for real. But like, I like remember like doing just stupid shit all the time. Like not even like super bounces. Like they're like online is like where you would find like the really funny game types, like Tower of Power, on Ascension, right? Like two motherfuckers will be on top of the Ascension building. Well, everybody else is like has like no shields, no nothing, and they have swords. They have to run all the way to the Ascension Tower and like try to take out the dude on the Gatling gun.
Oh, dude. You're reminding me of all the fun time I had playing Halo 3 custom Forge game modes. that people had
Yeah,
made.
that shit's
Oh,
amazing.
that shit was so fun.
Yeah,
Like I remember I always tried to download racetracks where you could draw like everyone would race
oh
on
my
monkeys.
god, the racetracks. That's a
those-
throwback.
Dude, people built the craziest shit. It was so cool.
I used to watch Achievement Hunters videos on those all the time.
Back when I gave a shit about them too.
Right. Yeah, that was
Man.
the good old days. But then by that point, because that was like when like the Call of Duty like games came out, and like, or sorry, I should say Modern Warfare specifically. And like, so you started getting a lot of influx of new players too, and like that's when you started to see the real toxic people come out. I remember seeing in Halo 3. Because you could like post pictures like on your profile, like your Halo
Yep.
profile, and this guy posted a picture on his profile. These two dudes were like from, I don't know if they were like from Norway or some shit like that, but it was fucked up. They made the twin towers in Forge, and they took a picture of launching rockets at it.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
god.
God.
I was like, wow, this is, and I'm like, man, this is what the future is. This is the future of games. This is amazing.
God.
But anyway,
So, like,
I love
where's
Halo
the
2.
flush button?
where's the flush button?
Not like flush them down. Like
No,
Can we just
flush them
have, like,
down
a-
the toilet.
Yeah,
no,
let's
no,
go
no, no,
flush
no, no,
them.
no, 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 no. Can we just have like a like an island somewhere that when you do something like that, if 1,000 people agree, you're just like, can we just get rid of you
Damn,
and
that's a
send you
low
somewhere else?
number. 1,000
that's-
people.
And that's how PUBG started. Send them to an
Just-
island.
Fuck, it's so like, why? What possesses you to think that's funny?
Being 14.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
it's-
so you just solved the problem. Let's have an island with no internet access to the outside world where you get sent once you're old enough to survive on your own, and then you come back after high school age and you're ready to go to college.
I don't know, man. I read Lord of the
Yes.
Flies. I don't think it's going to end very well.
I don't think so either, but it's okay. We could do with some population decrease anyway.
Yeah.
Damn, you heard it here,
The
folks.
podcast controversial
Freeman.
opinion of the week.
Freeman, speaking of culling the week, why don't you talk about your
So
Oh
while
shit!
Tyler was playing online with these boys, me and my brothers were stuck playing offline. And by my brothers, I mean my Super
Oh.
Smash Brothers.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Because Super Smash Bros. Is my number 2 on here.
Freeman, you should clarify considering how many there
I've
are.
spent way too much time trying to figure out which Super Smash Bros. I would put as my favorite, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a toss-up between Smash 4 for Wii U or Super Smash Bros. Melee.
It's
And-
Melee, motherfucker.
And it's Melee, but I spent a lot of
I
time.
know it's Melee. I don't
About
even, like.
what?
I didn't even hear him talk about this earlier. I just know it's Melee.
I spent a lot of time thinking about this because I love
Uh.
Smash 4. I love what they've done with all the characters and how the game evolved from the shit show that was Brawl. And it's great and I love it. But the one thing that, got me to love Melee more, and this is a big problem with games these days, is Smash 4 did not have anything for you to do when you were playing alone. Online for Smash sucks and it's mostly a local multiplayer game, but when I'm just me there, I don't want to play just against, the NPCs. I want to do something. And adventure mode in Smash Bros. Melee was like my favorite thing. I don't think I've probably felt it before, but the adrenaline rush of going for an adventure run mode on low stock just to get Giga Bowser to show up as the secret final boss and kick your ass. Like they don't have that kind of experience with the new Smash. Like you can arbitrarily force yourself to fight the harder bosses, but the single player feeling sucks. But that's besides the point of why I love Smash. Smash Bros. Melee is the game that I've sunk the most amount of time in with some of my closest friends. Everyone I know plays Smash and is always down to play Smash. Even if you haven't played in years and someone says, "Hey, you want to play Smash Bros?" I don't know anyone in the world who's going to say no to playing around
I will
with Melee.
say no.
Okay, well, we're not friends anymore.
I played.
What?
Oh.
That's fine. Oh my god! But I like that game. I like that game a lot. But man, I like OD'd on it because my friends were like that too. They played and they also went to a lot of competitions. But they're like, "Yo, Bubba, pick up them fucking sticks," and I'm like, "I don't wanna." And then they're like, "No, you're picking up them sticks." I'm like, "Okay." And then I
Yeah,
get my ass kicked.
That's what killed the fighting game community for me. Is there reaches a point where people start trying to play competitively at the tournament level. And I started learning how to do that with Marth at the end of Melee's lifespan before Brawl came out. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go pro as Marth, and it was hard. It made me start to hate the game because I was treating it, way too seriously. And in college, I remember the last couple months we were playing Brawl at one of our end of senior year parties before graduation actually happened. And one of our friends was taking shit way too seriously. He wouldn't shut up about the tiers of characters. Except he wasn't anywhere near close to a professional player. He had no right to talk about which characters, which tier. So I looked at the tier list. I'm like, what the fuck's the tier list for Brawl? And I picked the bottom 3 characters over and over again. And I continued to beat the shit out of him with them because I wanted to remind him that this is a game about picking the characters you want and having fun. You can treat it competitive if you want. You can treat it like you want to have fun. This game is for anyone to do whatever they want with. So pick up your fucking beer, grab your controller. We're gonna play some Super Smash Bros.
No, Freeman, you have to buy the GameCube controller with the defect so you can play the shield trick on Fox and
Bro,
win.
I beat him with the Wii remote plus nunchuck, and he had the
Jesus
GameCube
Christ.
controller. That's right.
Oh my god, that's blaspheme.
Playing like
the
Rob
fuck
and
outta
Ice
here.
Climber, it was great. I had so much fun that night. I
No,
lost most of them.
absolutely
When
not.
I
You
finally
played with
won,
the
when he
no.
finally won, I stood up and I said the motto: "Tears are for queers,"
Oh,
which
my
is not a
God.
politically correct term anymore, but you know what I'm trying to say. Tears are
okay.
bullshit.
Wow.
Anyway,
Wow.
Smash Bros. Melee is my number 2 favorite game of all time.
Woo.
Yeah, beaten only by Super Mario Bros. 2.
Super Mario
Bros.
Oh, I can't wait for us to not be on this topic anymore so we can stop
Making the same joke over and over again.
I think we've made it at least the last 2, if not farther back. Oh my god. Anyway, speaking of 2, now time for my second game, although I'm the only one who didn't put the second game in a series as his number 2, I just realized. You guys both had
Yeah,
the
it's supposed to
second game.
be following
I was
the
trying to
theme,
be ambiguous.
motherfucker.
Whoops.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Let's see. How can I fit 2 into this? I can't think of any way to make this a thing about 2. So I'm just going to say there's 2 words. 2 words in the title.
Halo Reach.
Get the
God,
fuck
no.
out of
No.
here.
My second favorite game is the game I'm forever saddest about being unable to let's play, Empire Earth. Freeman, you might actually have a little bit of experience with this game because I'm pretty sure there was one time where you were one of the people who me, Alvin, and Ed forced to install it on their laptop to play it at Ed's house one time.
I don't think that was me.
I thought, because I remember like Gelt, Pranav, those guys. Anyway, Empire Earth is the single reason that I like strategy games. This game was, oh man, when did this come out? Back in the
Oh man, this game looks like a
late
classic.
90s. This game was fantastic. This was the game that the Age of Empires 2 guys actually went and made, I think. I'm pretty sure. I can't say enough about this game. Almost no strategy game in history has had this awesome scale of history. I mean, this game, we tried to do it a handful of times. You can start in the prehistoric era and make your way all the way in the expansion pack to space station, like not space stations, but literally like space travel. It was the coolest thing ever. To this day, I still remember my favorite eras. Like I loved the Renaissance because it was right before World War I, so you had guns, but you didn't have planes to ruin everything and be overpowered. I also loved the Industrial Age because my favorite unit ever, the Dragoon, was the gun cavalry. I would give them speed and damage upgrades, and I would just have this roving death pack of Dragoons who would just ride around and kill everything. Oh my god. Me, Alvin, and Ed developed our own strategies. Like when you play on island matches, if you build walls on every single square of beach that touches water, the enemy can't land on your island, and you just turtle, do whatever you want. And I would usually build one little port area that was super walled off and had tons of towers guarding it. So if they tried to land on my island, I would just fucking destroy them. God, we would spend hours just plonking away at this thing, trying to play these massive, never-ending games. It's no game on this list I wish more for a remake of because there's so many technical limitations. Like it has a pop cap that actually is not a pop cap per player. It's a pop cap for the game.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, the maximum unit count was 1,200. And then there were upgrades that you could get that would give you more population. And then there was a wonder, the Colosseum, which would redistribute the entire game's population and give you a bigger percentage of it than you started with.
Interesting.
So it was super technically, like, it was busted. There were so many problems with it. The population, like I said, some units were busted. Some units sucked. Like the AI would just build 50 trillion things, and you'd have to hunt down every citizen, every town center, and every unit, I think, for the game to count it as a victory, because the AI would never surrender. But man, I just remember playing on this massive map. Ed used to spam priest towers because they were OP, because they would automatically convert enemy units when they came in range. And you could go over your population limit that way, so the AI would keep building units and just sending them in to attack you, and you would just convert them all. So he would have an army of like 1,500 guys. Oh god, just the memories are so amazing. It's strategically, it's not as deep as things like StarCraft and things like that, but it was just so much fun to build all these different units from these different eras of history. It's like, oh, I feel like we should play Copper Age today. Let's build some spear cavalry and swordsmen, and have basic granaries and stuff like that. Or you go into the Space Age where it's like we have farms that farm themselves, and we build these cyborg walkers and these drones and all this shit. It was the coolest thing to be able to explore all these units and everything, and I've never played a strategy game like it. I mean, I still reference things from the campaign, like the first level of the Russian campaign. It's a line I say to Alvin and Ed every time I see them. It's like, you're playing as this Russian guy who's trying to escape and overthrow the government, and he's hanging out with his friend. You're trying to find a way out of the city, and they come across this potato truck. He's like, a potato truck. You will drive, Piotr. And I still remember that line to this day. There's like they had 4 campaigns in the base game and 3 more in the expansion pack. In the base game you played as establishing the Greeks. You went from being like literally a prehistoric people to being Alexander the Great and conquering Persia. Then you had the English. You had William the Great going from being like losing, like being promised the British crown, getting it, then fighting the French in the 100-Year War, and eventually moving on to the Battle of Waterloo against Napoleon. Then there was World War I as Germany, and going into World War II. And then you played as Russia in the future. And then in the DLC, in the expansion pack, you play as the Romans. You play as Julius Caesar in the Roman Empire. Then you play as the U.S. during World War II in the Pacific. And you end with Japan colonizing Mars.
Whoa.
Damn.
It's just there's so much there. I've been trying to get this game to record for literal years.
It
looks like
work.
So what I have to do, Freeman, actually either of you, but I think you especially, Freeman, could help me. I need to install a partition of Windows 7 or XP would be probably even better on my computer.
Okay.
Because literally I don't think I'm going to be able to record this game any other way.
Oh damn.
That
But
time machine shit, dude.
The game unfortunately just doesn't run on like Windows 8 and up, but
Even with like compatibility mode, it doesn't.
So since I have Windows 10 Pro, I have like every compatibility option ever. None of them work. There are people who have guides to get it to work on Windows 8. I've tried them. They don't work. Even when it was on 7, it was finicky. So I'd almost rather try to get XP, although my recording software might not work. So probably XP or 7 as a partition. But yeah, I want to bring this game to YouTube someday because I genuinely think this game is amazing. I've never actually beaten it. I beat the Greek and English campaigns, almost beat Germany, and never beat past the second mission of Russia. It's just so fucking hard. But I've also played games a lot more since I stopped playing Empire Earth 10 years ago, almost 8 years ago. When I was in college was the last time I ever even tried it, so I'd like to think I'd do better, but man, yeah, Empire Earth is my second favorite. And talk about a series that went so downhill so fast. Empire Earth 2 is not very good, and Empire Earth 3, I've never even played it. Apparently it's dog shit, so I'm sad that the series is never coming back, but it's I love this game so much. Every time GOG has a sale where they mention it, I always retweet it because I'm like, people need to buy this game and support it still, because even if you can't get it running, it's cheap and it's just so fun. So yeah, my number 2 game, Empire Earth. Woo.
Ooh.
You're not the only person I know that has just these amazing experiences of playing these RTS games with their friends. I think I've already told you guys when I did StarCraft with my buddies, it was literally the same shit. We'd spend afternoons crawling out of horrible situations against hard mode NPCs. And I don't know what it is about that genre, but it's so good for just close friends to play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, but
LAN, like, I know I talked about it when I was talking about Civ 4 and Generals a little bit. LAN with Alvin and Ed, my 2 best friends, this defined my middle school and especially my high school time with them, and it's why we're still friends. Like, the hours spent playing this together, yelling at each other, "Oh my god, can you help? I need reinforcements over here." You know what I'm talking about, for
Yeah, that nerd shit.
Like,
yeah.
It's such an amazing feeling to be like commanding nothing. Like, shooters are amazing. Like, Tyler, you were talking about Halo 2, and playing games like that is so fun, but having this strategic view with your friends where you're kind of commanding these forces together, and it's like you get to feel like you're doing flanking maneuvers and shit like that. It's just like we would coordinate attacks on the AI. Like, okay, I'm going to attack from the north, and as soon as the main force engages me, you start smashing their other wall, and whoever they retreat from or fight, the other one just goes in and kills all the civilians and crushes them. It's like nothing gives you something like that. Like the closest is almost Magic, where you're playing Commander or some shit. Like there's just no feeling like working with your friends to do this overall goal as doing it in a strategy game. Yeah.
It's really something else.
Yeah.
It is. It's awesome. I miss it a lot. All right, Tyler, time to take us home.
Oh man, it's like I've talked about this game. You know, as the day goes on, or like as we do this more, I'm like, man, I have talked about this game 100 times.
Tyler,
Everybody
Before-
knows what this is.
before you say the actual game, though, can I just say
Sure.
2 people at the store started watching my videos,
Really?
and they heard me reference that I don't love this game, and at the store on Saturday, they said, Tim, why don't you love this game?
Why don't you love this game? Oh man, because you should, man. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I don't know. You don't have to like this game. I know plenty of people who aren't like whatever about this game. And a lot of people are super hype about this game, and I'm actually confused because this game's success brought on more fans to the platform. However, they, instead of trying to stick to that formula, they decided to fuck it up with its sequels.
Punch
And
a
its
rock.
movies. Punch a fucking rock, because I'm Chris Redfield. And if that didn't give it away, what my number one game is, the game that I go back to literally every year, Resident Evil 4.
Woo.
What? No way.
What? No way, shocker. This game is, I don't know what its deal is, honestly. Like, I mean, I know there's a lot of things of like why I like it. But yeah, like it's like one of the reasons like why I wanted to get into game development. Like it's just everything about it from start to finish, the writing, as campy as it is sometimes, the gameplay, the item management, the shooting mechanics, the enemy types. They're like from beginning to end, I just loved it. And like the post game's like whatever, but yeah, like it was just a fun game, and it's kind of weird. Like I played this game when I was younger, like when it first came out, with 2 different people. Like we would go to each other's house, and then like we would play this game, and we would take turns playing it, and like it would basically just strengthen our bond as friends. And yeah, like it's one of those games that I have like a lot of memories for, or yeah, I hold a lot of memories with, like as much as Halo. And people catch me talking about it a lot when I use examples on like what are examples of good gameplay and like what's good set design and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I could go on this forever, but I know I've said a lot before about it. That's all I got.
That's all you want to say about it?
That's wow. Okay.
I didn't, like I said, like I don't know, like I like I said, I could just go on about, the mechanics and everything, the storage, all things I've said before.
That's fair.
Yeah, but like this game, I can't remember another game that I have gone back to. Like I've played like God of War, right? Like multiple times. I played Halo 2 multiple times. I have that like hundreds of hours into those games, but like I don't remember a single player game that I literally go back to or just pick up at least once a year and I play through it. I think it got to the point where like my speed run for the game, I started doing a speed run, and I got under like, I don't know, like an hour 40, give or take.
Wow.
Yeah, I like at one point I was like really good
Damn.
at speed running that game.
How long does it normally take someone to beat that game?
First time ever playing it, the game clocks in at around, like if you were to like take your time and like do stuff, probably like 20 hours.
Damn.
Like 15 to 20, depends on your skill level. Yeah, like it's like there's a lot of stuff, like a lot of the it's a very slow moving game, right? Like because you have to stop and shoot. You have to go and search everything for shit, like make sure you don't get got. Like the first time playing experience, it feels like a genuine horror game. Like even if it like on the outside it looks like a fully action game, which a lot of the times it does feel like that, but in the moment, right? It's like you're trying to count your bullets. And that's what I liked that they kept from the original games because, you know, a lot of the times like, well, I either have to find some creative way to destroy this monster or I have to run past it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So same thing with this game. You have to make your bullets count or else you know. But the problem is if you really know how to play smart, then like you won't really run out of bullets. But like first timers will be like the TMP sucks fat cock. Like I never want to use it.
The
But
Let's Plays I've watched all say that too.
but they're wrong. It's actually the best gun. Like as far as survivability goes, it is the best gun in the game. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because no matter what gun you use in that game that you award a headshot with, the enemy will be stunned and you get a prompt to kick them. And the kick is not only just good at dispatching one enemy, it's also good at dispatching multiple enemies. So what you do is you corral all these motherfuckers in a very small cornered space. You pop one of them with a low TMP round, you like kick like 1 or 2, 3 down, that stuns them, and then you just go to town on them with your knife. And the thing is, you pick up like 50 to 100 rounds of TMP ammo at a time. So you're thinking, you know, so in the end of the day, like it's kind of slow, but in terms of saving your ammo, like it's just really fucking broken. Like the TMP is a busted ass gun.
So it's situationally effective and helps with ammo conservation.
Oh yeah,
and that's why it's good.
that's why it's good. And the people
But the
who
average first player is never gonna realize that.
oh yeah, the average player who has like no trigger control, like will spray and like this gun sucks dick. But you're right, it does. It is terrible. It's like not a good gun if you use it like that. However, if you use it in that way and you use the knife consistently, then yeah, it's gonna be it's a good gun because you know you know the game doesn't really give you that much in terms of like stopping power, right? And like they throw like these bullet sponges at you, like especially early in the game. The chainsaw motherfuckers, the chainsaw actually the first Gigante, he is probably one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought in anything because you don't have anything. Like you have like the basic shotgun, the basic pistol, and that's about it. And if you don't save enough money to buy the rocket launcher to take it out in one hit, like you're gonna be fighting that thing for like 5 to 10 minutes. Like easy, like because you have to. And then by the time you're done with that, then you have to fight 3 dogs right next to the church, and it's like all your fucking ammo's gone. So you have to like find a way. And I'm sure that Gigante thing was like a cool way to like show a boss, but at the same time, like really whittle down your resources
Oh yeah.
next to nothing.
It's funny to hear you say how much you know how to run through it, saving ammo and everything now, because Dead Space 2 is the same thing for me. Where in these survival games you just learn like, oh, bip bip, 2 bullets, bip bip, 2 bullets, bip bip, 2 bullets, or plasma cutter, just bip bip, that's it, bip bip.
Yeah, you
and
learn.
It's just like you don't need any of this
Everyone's
shit.
got that one game
exactly.
that teaches them.
What?
Resource management.
Everyone's got that one game
Freeman?
that teaches them. Yeah, like with I
Yeah.
remember playing Half-Life 2, and you get to that one level where it's like you're very supposed to use the gravity gun and all the saw blades lying on the floor, and I wasted every bullet I had, and I was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?" Look it up. I'm like, "Oh man, I could have been using all this other random shit in the game that they've been literally telling me about for the last hour. No way." And that was my harsh introduction to that concept.
Fucking gravity gun is busted.
I love that gun. God, I want Half-Life 3.
You ain't gonna get it.
Look, I didn't say I was going to, but I said I wanted it.
But yeah, so that's all I got. That's all I got to say about my number one.
Oh, I just realized something special about all of our games for number one, but I'm gonna
they're all particular.
No. Okay, yeah. Well, no,
No, I didn't say anything.
Fuck it. It doesn't matter.
All right.
No, it's already come through. But I'll say. Go ahead.
No, all right,
say your game.
Don't say it because I'm going to talk about this real quick. So
Yeah.
People should know what my game is. Anyway.
Any of our hundreds of thousands of listeners who've listened to us every single week know that up until about episode 30, I was playing Persona 5 every day, trying to beat this game because I loved it. But then at the end of that whole saga, I think, Tim, you were the one who asked me, is it my favorite Persona game?
I did.
And I paused for a good amount of time because I was having such a hard time deciding between Persona 5 and Persona 4. But after enough thinking, I realized that I enjoyed Persona 4 much more than Persona 5. So Persona 4
Nani?
is my number one of my top 10 games. Persona 4 is the only long form, and I say with air quotes, RPG I've played in the last 10 years where I cannot wait to play it again. Like Persona 5, wow. I like it. I want to play it again. But like when I think about the idea of starting Persona 4 again, I get like physically excited. I'm like, I can't wait to do this again. And I said it very briefly in my Persona 5 Aftermath discussion. But the thing that I loved so much about Persona 4 was the characters and the world it built. I have never, and I repeat, never cared so much for NPCs like I did playing Persona 4. I cried at the end of that game when you had to say goodbye to your friends. I don't cry at the end of video games.
At the end of anime.
I cry a lot at the end of anime. But I actually cried during the ending of Persona 4, and when I hear the song that plays during the ending of Persona 4, like, I will tear up, so I have to skip that song every time I hear it while I'm driving. Because I don't want to crash my car. Persona 4, I'm gonna keep talking about why I love this game for a little while.
That's fine.
But
that's the whole point.
I brought it briefly. Persona is not a forgiving series. It's really easy to just die and lose progress. And for both, I think Persona 4, I spent about 200 hours in game. Persona 5, I beat it in 150, but I also took my time on that. 5 is a little bit shorter. Persona 4 did not account for the 15 to 20 hours I lost due to how hard that game is. That game taught me the fear of death. Around the corner could be game over. Unfortunately, I didn't even think of playing Dark Souls at the time. So this is my first impression of what death truly means in a game. But there aren't games that make me feel that way anymore. I haven't played a game where it's like I will seriously lose all my progress right here and now if I'm not careful. And because of that, I cared so much about what I was doing and everything that was going on in that game. I don't think there's another series that's done that for me. And given at the rate they pump out Persona games, I don't know if there's another game that's ever going to do that for me.
Right. Yeah. They do have long breaks in between those games.
The thing is with Atlas is they milk the ever-living fuck out of their franchises. Like right now, the next game release we're looking at is Persona 3 and Persona 5 dancing spin-offs. Because the Persona 4 one sold like hotcakes. They're also doing the Persona 5 anime literally 2 weeks from now. Like they're in the milking phase.
Oh, God.
And it's going to be, like, I know they're re-releasing Catherine, which is their tech demo before they did 5. So they haven't discussed doing new games. I don't know when 6 is going to happen, but I'm willing to bet it'll come out on the PlayStation 6. Because that's the trend we're looking at.
Damn.
Like, I could say so much about Persona, but I don't want to just get into a game review of it. But
who cares?
If anyone has the opportunity to play, I know a lot of the PS2 emulators support it now. I know it's on not the eShop, the PlayStation Network store for PS3. I don't think it's available for PS4. If you have the chance to play this game, give it a shot. I cannot recommend an RPG more than Persona 4. I would recommend this over Kingdom Hearts, over a majority of the Final Fantasies. This is a great RPG to play.
Wow.
I don't know what else to say about this.
It's a good game. Y'all should fucking play it.
That's all I have to say about that.
I played Persona 4. I didn't get through it because I think I got to a part where like I think I fucked up. Right? Like
were you at the hospital? And you gave the wrong dialogue option and got the bad ending?
It's been a while. Like no, like it's one of those games where I was like
Turns like I know the pain.
Oh wait, I know what happened. you let 3 rainy days go by and you didn't rescue the dude, and then he died.
Yeah, pretty something
No,
like
all
that.
right, this isn't a spoiler. This isn't a spoiler. This isn't a spoiler. So the mechanic of the game is every so often someone will get like pulled into this world, and
The
the
fucking
gameplay's
TV.
it's TV world, and the gameplay's having the fact that fog is bad. If it's foggy, someone might die. So the idea is if someone's in this TV world when it's foggy, they're gonna die, and you've lost. And the weather system is really important because you can see the next like 4 or 5 days ahead. If you see 3 days in a row of rain, you're fucked. It's gonna be foggy the next day, and someone's gonna die. So that's your cue for you need to rescue them now, or it's game over.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you're not always rushing to do that. Like I've explained before with the Persona 5 system, it's the same way that
You got shit to do.
you have people that you know outside of the dungeon elements. You've got like the social, they call it social links, but it's like a visual novel concept where it's like you have friends in the real world, and the closer you are with them, the stronger your abilities are in the dungeon crawler part of it. So you're trying to balance this shit, and a lot of times you're like, I have no indication there's any kind of importance to rescuing someone. I'm just gonna go about my business, level up all my shit here, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I have 2 more chances at this dungeon before it's game over, and I have to like rewind a week and lose my progress. And that was the hard part of it. With Persona 5, they gave you a very strict, like, here, you've got a month to deal with this. And on your calendar, they marked the very specific date where it's like, that's the last day to do X, Y, and Z. So you knew well in advance, like, I can plan ahead. With Persona 4, you only know a couple days in advance. So unless you're following a guide, it's stressful.
Yeah, there's a lot of balancing that has to be done, and it stresses me out.
There are like
And then
8
I
or
was like,
9.
maybe I should restart this game, and I never got around to it.
Yeah, there are like 8 or 9 dungeons, and each of them carries that risk of just you lose the game, which is hard. There aren't games that do that. I shit on Final Fantasy Lightning Returns for doing this kind of stuff, but for some reason, Persona 4 did it right.
When you said do XYZ, I was like, why are you playing Pokemon in Persona?
Goddamn, it's the same shit. You just gotta catch them all.
Catch all the friends?
All the personas. So it's like I'll explain it
See, I don't
later
even
time,
know.
Like you have to.
Oh God.
You capture a monster. I'm not explaining it, but
That's fair.
There's a capture system involved. So some people argue it's like Pokemon.
Gotcha.
But it's not. Not even close.
Well, if you're done, Freeman,
I'm all done.
We'll go to the final number 4 game. That's my number 1 game.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Oh man.
Man.
The big reveal.
So here's the thing. You take everything I've said about Witcher 3 and you put it in Oblivion.
Oblivion.
I mean, so my God, I never played a game. I remember the first time I really got into Oblivion was a week before my family all got food poisoning. And I remember my whole family was off school, and I remember, no, it wasn't right after I started, but I was still playing when Shadow, Shivering Isles had come out, the expansion pack. And I asked my parents while we were all sitting in the living room sick for the credit card so I could play Oblivion in front of everybody and try Shadow. Oh my God, Shivering Isles. I keep calling it Shadow Isles for some reason. Fuck, I love Oblivion. Oh my God, like, Witcher captures a lot of these feelings again for me, but it's one of those things of I've never felt it as strongly as I felt it in Oblivion, and honestly, it doesn't hurt that back then I had more time to play games, like come home from school and just play games all day.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing that kills games now for us too.
Is that a crab with a top hat and a monocle? I see.
Come on, Master Chief.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
God damn it. No, I like.
Which was what? That
almost
was that in Morrowind?
His video? What?
The crab with the top hat and the monocle.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Because that was an actual thing.
So here's the thing. Oblivion's my number 1 game. Never played more than 5 minutes of Morrowind.
Yo, it's
Can't
whatever.
stand
You can't go back now, though.
Dude,
It's
and I can't go forward, apparently, because I can't stand Skyrim either.
Man, fuck you. Skyrim is amazing.
One of my most popular videos ever is a vlog I did back when I was at Drexel of me saying why I got bored with Skyrim.
Damn.
I got lots of flame when that came out.
It's fine, because, man, all right, for the record, and I think I totally said this story, but still for posterity's sake and how I still feel, fuck Oblivion. I love Oblivion, but fuck Oblivion. That
It's
game
like a hate
fucked
it
me
because you
so
love it
hard.
kind of thing.
What?
Like a hate it because you love it kind of thing, or
No, it's because they don't like support like overlapping stories. Like, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like the game almost doesn't let you do more than one thing at a time, right? And Tim will
Not even
remember
wrong.
this. It's true because you like, oh, I want to join all the guilds and do all the quests at the same time.
Oh, and I super did.
Yeah, you can't though. It's literally impossible. Like because it's like you can't because they have the rules for the Thieves Guild, right? You can't kill while you're on the job. However, this fucking target for whoever the Dark Brotherhood, you go
Gotta
and then
kill
you
'em.
kill near the target place where you're trying to fucking steal. Boom, you're kicked out. Oh, you have someone on that list that you have to kill. Oh, sucks to suck. They were in the Fighters Guild. Oh, you were in the Fighters Guild. Oh, you got to go collect pelts and shit just to get back in. And I'm like,
well, or you become the Grand Master of each guild, in which case you break all the rules and they don't care.
yeah. See, I didn't know that though going in.
Oh, I didn't know it for sure, but I also didn't really think about it because I would just tunnel in, man. I would just be like, oh, Fighters Guild, gonna become Master of the Fighters Guild. Take 3 days, don't care. I'll do it.
Yeah, but I got kicked out of every fucking guild, and then...
Well, that maybe you just fucking suck.
Yeah, you know what, though? You're right. And on top of that, I sold an item that I wasn't supposed to. That was for a main quest.
Uh-oh.
Tyler.
And that broke the game.
What did you even sell?
It was like this book. It was this book I needed.
There's a lot of books you need in that game.
Yeah, no, there was one book in particular.
Anyway, talking about fucking Oblivion in a good light because it's my top game of all time.
It's good. Fuck you. It's Oblivion's good.
So, comparing it to Witcher 3. In Witcher 3, you start off with the main quest and you slowly start just branching out in the world. In Witcher, I remember the first time I left the sewers and I was like, I don't give a fuck about the main quest. I'm going to go do everything else, which is great in retrospect because Oblivion gates don't show up and ruin your fucking day if you don't do the main quest for a while. But, like, Witcher is big and I know I'm comparing it to Witcher, but they really are, like, in my top 10, top 4. The games that compare, especially because I'm playing Witcher right now, they are both large. They both have lots of side quests everywhere, but Oblivion... the scale, it's like the only time they really tried to make an RPG where the scale felt kind of large. Like in Witcher, going about a quarter of the way across the expansion area map that I'm in is like 1,500 meters. Probably like 3,000 across the whole thing. It takes like 10 minutes to walk on horseback. To cross Cyrodiil would take like a fucking hour. Especially on foot. Oh my god, you could get lost in the mountains for an hour. Like, I did that. Like, it's just so big and expansive, and you actually visit the different cities, and they feel so different. You stumble on quests on the road. Tyler, you remember the Khajiit from, like, Morrowind, who runs around and talks about having a crossbow, but there's no crossbows in the game?
Yep, exactly. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I remember the first time I ever played the game, I came out and I was like, whoa, what's going on? I don't know what to do. What's this giant city behind me? I'll go into the city. Hey, there's an arena. Why don't I sign up to join the arena? Go through the arena. And you were talking about the guilds overlapping poorly, Tyler. The champion wants to talk to me. He wants me to find out about his ancestry. You should remember this, Tyler, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out he's a half vampire.
That was actually really cool.
It was, especially for the first quest line I ever did. Then, so Freeman, so you find out that the champion of the arena is a half vampire, and you finally crawl your way up, fighting really tough people in the arena. And you come to fight him, and you step out into the arena to face him, and he just says, I don't want to be alive because I'm a half vampire. Please kill me.
Hey,
and you
just
kill
like
him
us.
in front of the Oh my god.
Hey.
And you kill him in front of the crowd and you're crowned champion. And if you haven't murdered anyone in cold blood to that point, the game tracks that as a murder. And the
wow.
Dark Brotherhood visits you in your sleep and says, "Good job with that murder."
Good job with that murder.
And that's how I joined the Dark Brotherhood. And from there, Fighters Guild, Thieves Guild, and the Mages, who is the one you always do last because their staff scales with your level. And it's busted at max level, especially when you do lightning like me, because lightning mage. I'm pretty sure using the lightning staff in Oblivion is part of the reason that I fucking am like always like to use lightning in video games in D&D because of Oblivion. But man, I just remember like I'm pretty sure Warframe technically has more hours right now on Steam, or League probably does or something, but like no single player game have I sat down and buckled down and just played for such a long time across so many characters. Like the only things that come close are the KOTOR games, and those are such a focused, tight experience. Oblivion is just look at this fucking world. This place is huge. What do you want to do? You want to go into a city and stumble across somebody who needs help, who needs something. Like there's the guilds, there's other minor storylines, then there's just individual quests you come across, and there's the main story, which I remember, oh my god, the finale of that storyline, Tyler, when you're at the fucking temple.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, the main quest?
Yeah.
I never beat it because I got frustrated.
Oh my god.
I told you I rage
I'm gonna
quit.
spoil it. I'm gonna spoil it right now.
Spoil it. I don't care.
So Freeman, you don't know the ending, do you?
Spoil it for me.
So the whole time, the story of the game is you're a prisoner. The Emperor gets killed. The Emperor, his bloodline is the only thing stopping.
Okay.
Yeah, his bloodline is the only thing stopping Daedric princes, demon people, basically, from invading and destroying all of Tamriel, which is the land, but Cyrodiil is the imperial main province that you spend the game in. And he says, here's the Amulet of Kings. This is part of what does it. Go find my son. He's a secret son who is like a bastard. All my other sons my legitimate sons were executed by this cult who wants to start the invasion. Go find the Grand Master of the Blades who guard me. He knows where my son is. Get to him, give him the amulet, and make him the emperor. End of the game. So you find the son, but right before you find him, the fucking amulet gets stolen. Then the invasion starts. You find the son and all this shit to do this ritual and everything. And at the very end of the game, you're in the Imperial City. The sky is blood red. There's Daedra everywhere. There's cultists everywhere. And everyone's just fighting and dying in the central street. And you have to get to the main temple to do the ritual with Martin. He's played by Sean Bean. Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
Mr. Boromir. I always forget which Sean it is. And you two are running through the streets and you're trying to keep him alive. And then you see this giant four-armed demon, and it's whatever the name of the cult, like the Daedric prince that the cults are worshiping. I can't. Dagon, of course. They're worshiping Dagon, and Dagon is right there. He's taller than anything else in the game. He's like fucking 50 feet tall, four-armed guy with axes in each hand, just killing people. And you both run into the temple, and Martin's like, okay, give me the amulet. We're going to do the ritual. And Martin takes the amulet and he says, thanks and goodbye. And he runs over just as to the center of the temple, just as Dagon rips the roof off of the temple, and you just see the blood red, and he's staring at you. And Martin does something, and there's a flash of white light, and he turns into an avatar of one of the good gods. And he's this giant golden dragon, and you watch these two duke it out in the street before he finally kills Dagon and then turns into a giant stone statue as like the dragon dies or whatever.
Damn.
And I was like blown the fuck away by the end of that game. It was insane. But then like that was the main story, but the main story was like 3% of that game. Then you think about all the things you did to become Grandmaster of the Fighters Guild, become the Gray Fox for the Thieves Guild, become the head of the Listener for the Dark Brotherhood, and Archmage of the Mages Guild, and Grandmaster of the Arena. Like, there's just so much to do and so many stories that feel so important. It's just so fucking cool. And then the modding scene. I mean, the whole thing that got me started in Let's Playing, and the first series that was even a little popular was my Let's Play Oblivion modded series. That was the first real Let's Playing series I ever did. And I tried to bring it back once, and I think I'm honestly at the point where I just can't play Oblivion much anymore. It'll be a long time before I can really go back. But it's just such an important game for me on such a deep level that it's like, it's got to be my number one. It was back when I did the videos 2 years ago, and it still is my number one game for sure. Sorry. I know I always talk longest out of all these stuff.
Nah, that's fine.
It's no problem.
Fuck. Anyway. But yeah, so do you guys want to do a final roll call of our lists since I forgot we didn't do the intros. I think the last 2 or 3 weeks we didn't do the here's what we said last time, totaling it up. So why don't we do one last total of our lists? Not honorable mentions, because it's not worth the time.
It's not worth it.
Tyler, why don't you run us through your 10, and then Freeman and me, and then we'll close for the week.
Yeah. So my top 10, not counting honorable mentions. Number 10, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. Number 9, Hotline Miami. Number 8, Guitar Hero 5, Warriors of Rock. Number 7, Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Number 6, The Last of Us. 5, Grand Theft Auto 5. 4, Final Fantasy 7. 3, God of War. Number 2, Halo 2. Man, I'm just like, man, why did I pick? I should have picked Guitar Hero 5 just for 5. Along with Grand Theft Auto 5.
The number sequence.
just to be that piece of shit. And then
Final Fantasy 7 at 7 instead of 4.
Final Fantasy 7 at 7. Yeah, that would have been great. And then Resident Evil 4 as my number 1.
Sweet. Friedman?
Yeah.
All right, so my number 10 was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, the first one in the series. Number 9, The World Ends With You, previously for Nintendo DS, now for Nintendo Switch. Number 8, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. 7, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Number 6, Final Fantasy 4. I realize my numbers are also placed here too. Number 5, Counter-Strike Source. Number 4, Guild Wars 2. Number 3, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Number 2, Super Smash Bros. Melee. And number 1, Battletoads for Nintendo.
God damn you. God damn you.
Persona 4 for PS2.
You son of a bitch.
All right. And my number 10, starting from 10. Number 10, Dragon Age Origins. Number 9, Civilization 4. Number 8, Command and Conquer Generals / 0 Hour, I guess. Number 7, Dark Souls 1. Number 6, Halo 3. Number 5, Dead Space 2. Number 4, Witcher 3. Number 3, KOTOR 2. Goddamn it. Number 3, KOTOR 2. Number 2, Empire War Earth. And number 1,
Super Mario Brothers 2, baby.
I had to get the last one in. And number 1, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, with all of its, I guess, game of the year you could call it.
Don't lie, it's really Super Mario Brothers 2.
It really is. Never played that game more than
You never
minutes.
played Super Mario Brothers 2.
Certainly not through.
Jesus Christ. You know what, Tim? Come swing by
I
the
haven't
hospital.
beaten like any of those old games. Like all those old Mario games, I have beaten like none of them.
God damn. Did I tell you guys? I feel like I did on the podcast. There's an NES hooked up to a CRT TV at the hospital.
Sweet.
There's only one game that works.
God. No way.
It's Super Mario Brothers 2, baby.
Oh my god.
Literally the only game that works. We tested every other game. It's the only one that works.
So for my week this week, man, not a lot going on. Got back from the wedding, obviously, like I said. Just been trying to relax. Got lots of stuff done. Did my taxes yesterday, so I'm a big grown-up boy. Also, by that I mean fuck doing taxes. It sucks.
Dude, for real.
If you're watching this on YouTube, which you probably are, know that YouTube is the reason my return gets really small every year, because fucking YouTube doesn't take out Social Security or healthcare or anything like that. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
I've been playing a ton of games like this whole weekend. I had the unfortunate thing where I uploaded the 3rd episode of Shadow of War and it didn't have game audio somehow. But I had already recorded so much Shadow of War and Witcher that I had deleted that footage due to space constraints, so I can't fix it. But I've been really getting into Shadow of War. That game is really fucking good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm flashing back to Shadow of Mordor. And Witcher 3 at the same time, I'm also playing that. So I'm like trying to split my time constantly between these two massive games. Witcher 3 I have to be almost done with. I've done almost all the side content left in the DLC stuff. So I really am just going to take my next few sessions, I think, and power through and try to finish that game finally.
Yeah.
Shadow of War, though, still good. I have multiple things recorded. And I recorded a special video last week. I talked on Twitter a little while ago, and I think I mentioned it to you, Friedman, that I wanted to do like a Commander video when Dominaria comes out. We kind of talked about maybe doing a podcast thing if possible.
Yeah.
So we definitely still might do that podcast thing, but on my own as more of an in-depth kind of thing, because I know we'll kind of talk about like the whole spoiler and everything like that in general. At the micro level of my Commander decks, so like every podcast, we talk about Magic, and I usually bring up Commander. So I decided to finally start recording a on-again, off-again, like whenever set comes out or something like that, series just about my personal Commander decks. So I recorded the first episode of Command Me, which is the series where I'm going to talk about my Commander decks, go into the idea of what they do, major cards. But more importantly, I want to get an outline of what my decks look like now out there so that I can have this series as like every set comes out, I'm going to talk about what cards I'm changing. So like the intro part 1 is scheduled to come out tomorrow, actually? Or did it come out today even? No, I can't. No, it's coming out Saturday, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's coming out Saturday. Also because Saturday is my day to play Commander at the store, so I figured that was, in sync. But I'm gonna record part 2 sometime this week, talking about my second half of my 8 decks that I currently run. And then when Dominaria spoilers are done, I'm gonna do an episode talking about my changes I'll probably make to every single deck based on those. Like Freeman, you saw that mono white knight card?
Yeah, that's a component of SRAM right there.
That's going right into SRAM because she's amazing, and that foil, she's uncommon, so it's gonna be cheap and it's gonna be gorgeous. So I'm gonna get a foil of that for sure. But that's the kind of thing I want to talk about. I want to have kind of an ongoing record of what my Commander decks do and look like, more than just text changes that I usually lose anyway over time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, really just recording those 2. I don't know when I'm going to get to record Halo Wars 2 co-op again with my buddy, but hopefully some point in the future. But until then, I'm just going to be playing Witcher and Shadow of War every spare second because they're both fantastic games. And I have D&D at the store tomorrow, which is good because our D&D is canceled again this week because Leslie neglected to mention she's going to California for almost a fucking week.
Yeah, kind of out of left field.
See, she swore she told us. She's like, "Oh, I told you guys, right? My sister got me the tickets for Christmas." And I'm just like, "Nope, Val and I couldn't remember that at all."
But she told me the date, but I don't think she told you guys the date.
Well, she swore she did, and I was like, "Nah, you didn't." Nah. Yeah, so that'll be fun tomorrow, and then Commander on Saturday as usual, and still gotta send my passport in because I gotta renew that shit because it's ancient. But other stuff in the works, but all far away. So that's about it. So who wants to go next?
Ooh.
I'll go real quick because nothing's happening. So it's Passover starting on Friday, so I've got like nothing going on this weekend because I'm just doing family stuff. So it's really quick for me, just watching anime in the free time.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. As for me, are you done? I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. That was all I had.
Oh,
Wow.
I feel like a jerk. I don't know. I'm not even doing shit. I'm probably just gonna work because no one's around. Leslie and Freeman will be gone, so I'll just walk around the house in my underwear. It'll be great.
Yo, that's legit.
Yeah,
You should actually do it, Tyler.
I
Don't
should
back
actually.
down now that you said
Yeah,
it.
don't back down. I'm gonna do it. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna try to play more games, but I've just been so busy with stuff. I have I've been working at headquarters again doing security on top of doing overtime at the hospital. So today has been like the first day I've gotten to remotely relax and do anything I want to do.
And
in
you
like
were
a
like,
week.
wow, this feels weird.
It does feel weird. I feel like a shark. I feel like if I stop, I'll die.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I want to try and play some more Kirby.
Heard that game's good.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it. I kind of wish I was playing I wish I had more time to invest in like The Witcher though.
Yeah, you do.
I do, but cuz that's like a game you have to really I was telling Freeman earlier, you have to really sit down and commit to. So dude, I feel like it is. I want to
No,
spend more than 2 hours playing this game.
Oh, more than 2 hours. Wow, okay.
Or at least I want to dedicate at least 2 hours a session, right, to play it. I want to get immersed. I want to really get into it. When I
That's fair.
start something, I want to know that I'm gonna finish a few things here and there, because that's what I used to do with like Oblivion, right, or Skyrim, or
Oh,
any of these
yeah.
open world games. I just get into it and I just start doing shit after shit, and then I lose track of time. Unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of just losing track of time. So, I always have something to do.
It's fair.
But I also might pick up more shifts over the weekend because I need money.
Oh my god, Tyler.
Yeah,
No,
man.
no, it's good. If he's got nothing going on, just work for the cash. Make things easier
Yeah.
later. It's a
Make
valid
things
strategy.
easier.
You gotta grind
Yeah.
that gold and EXP to make the
Yeah, but
later dungeons
the
easier.
goal is to make it actually easier later, not just keep working forever.
Nah, because with student loans, is guaranteed I will be working forever.
Well, that's everybody's thing. That's the
Yeah.
everyone burden.
That's my week. Oh yeah, and then I was gonna start playing A Way Out because that came out because Leslie wanted to try it. It looks all right. But she's gonna be leaving, so I'll be playing
I was
that
gonna
when
say-
she gets back.
She's leaving, so fuck that noise for now.
Yeah. And I probably will whip up another mission you guys can do without her.
Oh,
So
cool.
you
That'd be
guys
fine.
won't have to wait for her.
Not play yet again.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, with her not coming back. Oh no, she'll be back next week in time for
Yeah.
D&D.
Yeah, I think she said she'd be back the 5th, so she'll be back
Yeah.
Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Wait, so we aren't doing D&D on Thursday?
We can do
This-
D&D on Thursday.
Well, because the whole chat was like, no, we're not.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, no, just
No,
checking.
we can.
I need to know if I'm Guild Wars 2 rating instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tyler, how about you let everybody know tomorrow? Because if you think of something that should be easy to do, then sure, we'll do
Yeah.
it. And if not, if it's too much work, then no way, don't bother.
Nah, it's fine. I can figure something out.
How about you let us know?
I'll let you
'cause
know.
You also don't have
I'll
time.
let people know as I fall asleep at my desk.
See, exactly.
Yeah, I'll figure something
That's-
out.
that's
yeah, I'll let you.
exactly
I'll let everybody know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think in that case, we are going to end the TNT podcast here. We will be back next week
With some
with
topic that we
a
don't know
new
yet.
topic. Yeah. Freeman apparently has a
I
list,
got the vault going.
but sweet. Yeah. So until next time, this is Tim,
This is Friedman.
And just Tyler.
and we will catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.